This changes everything for the Toronto Maple Leafs, as shocking reports have come out stating they are looking at trading Timothy Liljegren. In this video, we're going to break down what they will get in return, where he will go, and why the Leafs are looking at trading one of their best defensemen. So make sure to stick around on this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we get into it, we got to say that almost 72% of you guys watching our videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed already, you want to keep up to date on everything that's happening around the league this NHL season, make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, we gotta jump right into this. And of course, we're talking about a Timothy Liljegren trade incoming. And obviously, this was shocking news that come out earlier this week. But today, we got some updated information from NHL insider Elliotte Friedman. If we just want to take a look at on what he did say earlier this week, he said that the Leafs are looking to find a landing spot for Lily, and he's down on the depth chart, and it's not a situation that anybody is happy with. But today we did get some updated information from Elliotte Friedman here, where he said that given that Liljegren is a right-handed shot defenseman who is great at moving the puck around and a former first-round pick 7 years ago, it is not going to be hard for the Leafs to find him, find a team to trade him to, because he's, such a highly touted defenseman that a lot of these contending teams or rebuilding teams could use as an essential piece. They also say here that even with 1 or 2 injuries on this Toronto Maple Leafs team, he could still find himself out of the lineup. So a trade is definitely in the works here. Just getting that contract off the books would really help the Toronto Maple Leafs. Directly quoted here, he did say they are definitely motivated to get something done. And obviously, this is big news because Timothy Liljegren is a guy who this team has devoted so much time into. I mean, this is a guy who worked his way from the ECHL to the AHL and now to the NHL, where he's certified himself as a great third-pairing defenseman for this Toronto Maple Leafs team. But unfortunately, this season, he hasn't really got a fair shake at getting into this lineup. I know it's a small sample size, but he's not really the type of defenseman that Berube or Brad Schliving want. And when you got this guy on a $3 million contract this season, you want to be able to utilize him to the best of your ability, and if you can't, then getting rid of him and getting that $3 million back against the cap would really help this Leafs club, because if they need to add another piece, whether it's in the forward core, whether it's another, is a defenseman, you can get 2 or 3 pieces for $3 million. That might not be the best pieces, but they will definitely help your team, and that's what contending teams need to win the Stanley Cup. And we did see from Craig Berube here what he did say about Timothy Liljegren. He said he needs to simplify his game, and he just needs to do his job as defenseman, killing plays and being heavy. But Timothy Liljegren, Lily, is not that type of defenseman. We know Liljegren for making the plays, making those great zone exits, those great passes up the middle of the ice. He's great at that side of the game, but he's not a Jake McCabe. He's not one of those defensive defensemen that are just going to lay the body, be very, very solid in defense. Not saying he isn't a great defender on that side of the puck. He is, but he isn't that style defenseman. And what we know from Brad Schliving, what we know from Craig Berube, is they love those Chris Tanev defensemen, those guys who are just big bodies who are going to put their bodies in front of pucks coming towards the net, and that's not what you got here in Timothy Liljegren. Now, I think that's why they're finding a problem trying to get this guy into the lineup, is because they have OEL, who's a great puck-moving guy, offensive type defenseman that they picked up this offseason, that they want him in the lineup over a guy like Liljegren. This guy just won a Stanley Cup and was a key piece into Florida winning that Stanley Cup. So you're not going to, put this guy on the bench and put Lily in. It's completely different. I know he is a right-handed shot defenseman, and they're hard to come by in the NHL, but the Leafs have done a great job this offseason by bringing in those big, burly right-hand shot defensemen, and it seems like that's what they want, because they have Morgan Riley there as well, who is a good two-way guy who is great at moving that puck around on the left side. So it just seems like they want to have those bigger guys on the right side, and Liljegren isn't that guy, and that's why they are looking at trading Timothy Liljegren at the end of the day. Obviously, he has a big contract, not huge in $3 million, definitely worth that amount of money, but he's not worth that amount of money to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that's why he will be traded. And you're probably wondering, where will he be traded? And that's what we're going to talk about here, is where will he land? There's a number of teams here that are looking for younger defensemen that can move the puck and be effective in the offensive zone and in the middle of the ice via their playmaking from the blue line. And there's a number of teams here that we'll just bring up here from the Hockey Insiders. They said obviously the San Jose Sharks, Anaheim Ducks, the Calgary Flames could give him a fresh start, and which might be enticing to him on wanting to leave to one of these teams where he can maybe play up on that second pair, or that's probably what you want, because paying $3 million for a third pairing defenseman isn't, the best option when you have a guy like Hakanpää who you signed for, obviously he's on LTIR right now, but once he comes back, you got that guy for so much less cap than Liljegren, and you can go out and get a guy for, maybe $1.5 million who can play that third pairing, that's going to be solid for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So just using your money to the best of your abilities is what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking at here, and they say here at the end of the day, it looks like a mid-round draft pick is what you're going to get back in return for Liljegren, and I think that's what the Leafs are going to be looking to get in return here, is one of these mid-third, maybe fourth-round draft picks, rather than just trading player for player, because I really don't think that the Leafs need to trade for a player at this point in the season. If this was closer to trade deadline and we were looking at this trade, I could definitely see a situation where they are trading for a veteran that they need for that playoff push. But, what are we, 2-3 games into the season? Maybe not even that at this point. And, they don't really want to throw a wrench into it right away. So just getting that pick back, getting that cap back for the trade deadline or for a trade in the future will definitely help them, because when it comes to that point in the season where they're like, hey, we got $3 million in cap space here, we can go out and make a really good move here at the deadline that's going to help us going forward. And there are a couple teams here that I did list that I really do like, but there was a couple that were left off the list that I think are the best trade scenarios for the Toronto Maple Leafs and Timothy Liljegren. We just brought up the first one here is the Chicago Blackhawks. Obviously, Connor Bedard, the star there, they're looking to build around this guy. There's no better way to build around Connor Bedard than to add Timothy Liljegren, a guy who can move the puck around the ice and distribute the puck to the stars of the team, like Connor Bedard, Taylor Hall, those type of guys. And they obviously say here that they do have $4.7 million available, so making this trade happen, they can take that cap on, and they still have some room to work with here. I do like the Chicago Blackhawks as a trade option. Obviously, a rebuilding team looking to compete in the next few years. Not going to be for a while. I'd say probably 3-4 years. But just getting Liljegren in and being that piece, that added piece that they do need on the defensive end that they're kind of lacking right now in Chicago, will help their team drastically just this season and going forward. There is another team here that is a contending team that I really like here as an option. That's the Nashville Predators. The Nashville Predators had a crazy offseason, maybe one of the best offseason, bringing in Steven Stamkos, bringing in so many guys here to try to bring a championship to Nashville, and bringing in a guy like Liljegren on a team where the defense is lacking a little bit. You got Roman Josi there. There's no doubt about that. That guy's one of the best defensemen in the NHL. But other than Roman Josi, you're kind of lacking on the defensive side for Nashville after bringing in so many forwards. So now having the cap space available in $4.77 million to bring a guy like Liljegren in for the risk of a mid-round pick is definitely worth it for Nashville, a team that wants to win a Stanley Cup. They got Philip Forsberg there, a guy who was featured highly in that NHL Faceoff documentary, if you guys caught it. That guy is just an absolute superstar in the league, and they got so many great pieces there. Great pieces that they added this offseason, and bringing another one in early this season to get, mixed into that rotation like we talked about. Him moving the puck up to the star guys and not being afraid to step up in the play at times could really help out this Nashville team and really give them that extra step from the defensive side that this team really does need. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think about this whole Timothy Liljegren trade situation? Do you see a trade coming? I think if we do see it, I think we'll see it maybe in a couple weeks' time. I don't think it's something we're going to see tomorrow or anything, but I do suspect that this will be talked about over the next coming weeks with, it ramping up over this next little while. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Who do you think the Leafs will trade Timothy Liljegren to, and what do you think the return will be? Let me know down below in that comment section. We're going to get everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Reg. Reg says that Pacioretty deal is a real bargain. Looking forward to seeing what he can do this year. I definitely have to agree with you, Reg, buddy. I think Pacioretty has proven to be a great signing already for this Toronto Maple Leafs team. You got two guys coming in on PTOs like Arentz and Pacioretty, and they're looking real good for this Leafs team right now. And it's just a matter of time before this, the core four starts clicking here. Matthews starts putting them in the back of the net, and the guys starts putting them in the back of the net. But it's definitely a fun team to watch so far, and it's great to see these bargain signings really step up in these first couple of games. And just want to say here at the end of the video, sorry for the lack of posting this week. As you can probably tell my voice, I have been dealing with the sore throat, the fall flu season that's going around. But we're back here, we're back in action, and appreciate you guys sticking it out this week with myself here. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure down below hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers here. We're trying to get there. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, to get us one more sub closer to that goal. Also, if you want to check out a video we did the other day, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.